Hey everybody, it's Mad Master here. I'm just doing an update on this channel and about the videos that are to come on this channel because I just found out after a move and a shuffling of stuff that my current webcam does not work, which will make doing videos that are not on my phone a little bit more difficult to do, obviously, because you don't have a webcam. But do not despair because I have bought a new webcam. It's in the mail right now, and hopefully it will work. So I'm just going to say you're going to see a lot more produced videos, I think, in the near future. I think that having a little bit more of a professional quality to some of them, of course, where I film on my computer maybe doesn't look the most professional to some people, but whatever. Even this couch looks probably better than where I'm going to be filming because right by my computer is this huge pile of CDs, and it's like all these CDs that I've bought in the last 3-4 years that that I don't have space to put them away in a organized fashion. So yeah, as far as that goes, I'm going to be doing, at least trying to, I can focus it the other way. I don't really have a good background for videos. This couch is actually preferable to that crap. I guess I could do them, in another room, but at my computer, I have an old school PC over here that I'm going to be doing more produced videos on. Now I have a couple of ideas that I've been talking about with some people for a while as far as how to, what I'm going to be doing. I have a particular idea that I have written out. It's going to be a satirical video that I'm very excited about, and certain people are probably very excited that know about this idea. I'm probably going to do several takes of it and then send it to certain people and see what they think as far as what's the funniest one is. It's not a, not Randy. It's not a Rufus McDoofus video by any means. It's not a return to my caricature of like the ultra scared guy in the pandemic or anything like that. Speaking of that, by the way, I noticed that some of my videos are being tagged as age restricted, and I did not do that by any means. Only once in my life did I ever age restrict a video, and it was about child abuse. It was about some things that I saw growing up, and then I later actually hid the video for various reasons because it got really personal and stuff. Not about me, but it's just about certain things that were going on. I just decided to make that age restricted, and then certain things that I saw going on growing up. But I decided to just take that. I didn't take the video. I mean, I did. I don't know if I took the video down and just hid it, but that was the only time I ever age restricted a video. But of course, YouTube will do what they do with videos. Now, one thing, like keeping it on my computer or even maybe finding like some cloud storage, I just found out that my cloud storage that I was using is deleting stuff after a couple of years, and I had stuff from all the way back to 2011, which makes me mad because I had some music recordings on there. I did find a mix down of a song I was working on, though. Thankfully, I have these tracks. There's a song that I'm working on with another project that I'm involved in that I do backing vocals, and they're kind of very elaborate backing vocals. And I had separated tracks on this cloud site. What was it? Not Mega Upload. God, I keep forgetting what it's called. But I had it all on there, and I had all sorts of stuff on there. And they decided to arbitrarily delete everything that was more than 3 years old or whatever, and it really pissed me off. So I'm gonna find some type of free cloud storage that doesn't do that, or just back stuff up on different drives and stuff from now on, because it just gets so annoying. That's why people wonder why I buy so much physical media and don't just stream all the time and I'll do all that. It's because you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes I remove a movie. Case in point, what was that movie from the 80s? the vampire movie that Lance Hendrickson was in. Why can't I fucking think of movie names right now? Anyways, they essentially was out of print up until recent, and there were no streaming services that had it. So that happens with some movies. Sometimes you buy a movie, it's it's what did he call? Moratorium. I have a friend that used to work for Blockbuster, and he always said, "Well, that's on moratorium," because that was the term they used for movies that were just out of print and you can't find. So he used to scour like VHS places and buy all these movies that were on moratorium or were just like they were lost, And I have some of those VHS tapes too, from back in the day. Like there's another movie called Real Men, which had Jim Belushi and John Ritter, and I don't know if there's a DVD that even exists. It's not on streaming that much. I don't even think it's on streaming. I don't know, but it's just a classic comedy, sort of sci-fi comedy from the 80s. It's like there's a lot of forgotten movies. So the reason why I buy physical media is for those reasons, because we don't know why or how these things happen sometimes, and a lot of times it's some corporate bullshit between two companies or licensing agreements or non-agreements, stuff like that things go on moratorium or get lost. So music is the same. Like for example, I was talking about Pantera in one of my previous videos, which was controversial to a few people, of course, but whatever. Now, those albums being if they weren't online, they'd be harder to come by. I remember, actually, the irony about that is I downloaded real player files for power metal, and then I got a LimeWire in the early 2000s or something like that. That album was when I first heard the early Pantera stuff. But thankfully there's bootleggers that are releasing it. But other than the bootlegs, before the internet you couldn't get any of them. But who knows, it's so rare, that these things, they get licensed. That's why both downloading in a certain way that may not always be lawful in a certain way, and buying physical media are the alternative to streaming. Or I think it's lazy people that aren't really huge like music fan. I think music fans, like hardcore music fans, are more likely to buy the physical media of a product, of a movie or a piece of an album or whatever. So I think that's one part of it. So it's kind of an obsession. I'll admit that's why that huge stack exists, because I'm just like, once I get like my mansion or my castle, I'll be having it'll look a lot better than that. So, and the whole thing with having physical media, I just support it so much. Yeah, my webcam took a dive today, and I'm really pissed about it because it wasn't organized. It was on the floor somewhere, and I found it, and it fucking something happened to it. It wasn't working. I tried different USB ports and stuff, and it's not working. But that's fine. I'm buying another one, so I'm going to be doing all sorts of stuff. I think beginning with, and I'll be able to do more interviews and stuff from my podcast, which is Mad Warriors Metal Madness, by the way, which is on Spotify. It's on YouTube. You could look it up. I've done an interview with 3 or 4 different musicians so far. But I actually have some guests that come on the show too. Some friends. There's one friend that I'm thinking about inviting to talk about hair metal. And there's one other friend that we're going to talk about some things regarding a certain band. I'm not going to say to spoil the surprise, but I have some cool ideas, for the podcast that don't go into necessarily interviews too. But I like to talk about stuff. I like the metal voice, even though they said some bad things about some channels on YouTube that I liked the other day on Facebook, but I like the metal voice. I like Ralph Vieira is probably my favorite, of any metal commentator right now. I just think he's hilarious, like a Suck versus Suck series. I'm gonna actually try to get him to do a Suck versus Suck about something that I'm dying to see his opinion about. I'm not gonna say what it is if I get extra money, that is, because I'm gonna have to tighten the ship a little bit, unfortunately. lately because for obvious reasons, for the world that we're living in, but also getting a pay cut at my new job because I got a new job and essentially I'm losing about $100 per paycheck versus what I had before. Plus, I don't get bonuses that I used to have quarterly, which was $1,000 extra each bonus. So in all, I lost about five grand. I'm like making less than my previous job. That said, it's not that far away from the regular wage of my previous job, but the bonuses being lost is a big chunk that's being taken off. So I'm gonna have to live a little bit more frugally. I'm already freaking out about it. It's pretty annoying just to have to do that, but I got everything out of the way pretty much before I did that. So I bought this guitar that I'm working on. I'll show you my new guitar that I'm working on this project. It's a new guitar. Speaking of guitars, I broke a string already. It's a Strat. It's a player Strat, Fender player Strat. But check this out. See, it has a Fender neck, which is obviously the bootleg version of the Malmsteen Strat. I took the neck off and I put it on a Fender player Strat body, a real Fender player Strat, by the way. And I got the Malmsteen pickup, which I have to install, which is not the newer Malmsteen pickup, but it's the 80s one, HS3. And then I have a brass nut. Hopefully it'll work okay. If not, I'll buy a different neck, So, I mean, it's sort of half real Fender, half fake Fender, but, I'm going to try to work on it. It's a project guitar, basically. But the reason why I chose this color is because I really like the white. I just put that sticker on there. I don't know. Never mind. But I removed the sticker and put it on the back. But I like the white. I like that Alpine white. It's not it's because of Uli John Roth and Hendrix and others. Uli John Roth and Richie Blackmore played a little more yellowish stuff, just like Malmsteen does. But I think he played a white Strat at one point too, and I really like that. I want to be seen on. I want to go on stage with that. And my band that I'm in, we're playing Death Alley Driver and I'll See the Light tonight. So hopefully during those segments I'll be pulling that out once it's done. Because of course I got a lot of work to do. I might get a fret dressing or fret job or something. I'm going to use the stock pickups otherwise, but that neck or the bridge pickup will be an DiMarzio HS3, which is the Malmsteen classic pickup that he used on so many albums. I've heard it's pretty sterile to some extent, but with distortion it sounds good and it's crazy and stuff, but very low output apparently. So we'll see how it goes. I was on another forum though yesterday, and the guy said it works perfectly for Uli and Richie Blackmore and Malmsteen. So I don't know who to believe. I guess I'll hear it when I hear it. I've never heard the pickup. So, but what happened is I bought this. Well, I actually didn't buy this. So this is a story about this guitar. I did buy the guitar. The guitar body, the Fender guitar body. But I bought the Malmsteen Chender from a very popular website, I'm not going to say which one, but because I could get in trouble for this, because for one, it's a bootleg, for two, I didn't actually buy it. And this is the story. So I ordered it. There's all sorts of sites like that, that have all these imported goods from China and stuff. And I feel kind of shitty about it, but I wanted I wanted to try it out because I saw some videos about it. Here's the Chender Malmsteen Strat. Oh, was it good? Let's find out. Let's find out. Like Count Krishnak. No, I'm just kidding. Varg Vikernes. Let's find out. So, anyways, I shouldn't mention that on YouTube. It's just a joke. So I ordered this Malmsteen guitar, quote unquote, the bootleg version, the counterfeit version, just because I was curious. I had one of my bonus checks or tax returns, or no, it was one of the stimulus checks. I ordered it, it was like 4 months, and then I finally like contacted the guy, and I tried to cancel it, and then the communication got really weird, and he said he couldn't cancel it, and but he didn't like the he. I was like, oh, but through this website, it already said it was canceled and my money was refunded. It was really weird. It was like I bought it and then I canceled it, but it was already on the way, and then I never paid him. And I'm like, all right, well, I wanted to cancel this. I don't know what the hell's going on with this website. I give up. I just put my hands under the air. So I was like, okay, so it's probably canceled, right? And I was misinterpreting what he said by email, this guy. Probably language barrier too, a little bit. And then all of a sudden, in like March of 2021, I get this huge package with all this styrofoam, and it's the Malmsteen Chender, and then this what happened was I started like watching more videos about it, and then I find out there's lead in the paint, in the yellow paint on the Chender, and I'm like, oh my god, that's really fucked up. That's really sick and gross. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to try this out. I tried it out a couple of times on my setup, on my computer and stuff, and the pickups are actually kind of hot, which is really weird. But they say noiseless pickups or whatever, just totally fake. But then what I decided to do, I was like, I wanted a Fender player Strat, and I almost bought one, months back, and then I was just like, that's a lot of money. It's $700. And then I find out, like, with one of my last bonus checks from my previous job, I could probably get the body and put the neck on the body and see if that works. Now there's some problems. One of the screws is not going in evenly on the neck and stuff like that. But like, I did play it a little bit where I set it up sort of, and it was really high action. It was really hard to play. It sounded kind of weird. But I'm not used to Strats because I used to have a Squire Strat when I was a kid, and that's why like I worship like the white Strat, because it kind of reminds me of that too. So it's like it's a long-term project, but that's the story of the Fender Mutant variant Strat that is half fake, but the neck is not that bad for a counterfeit neck. I mean, we'll see. It's probably the real wood. Just it needs some work, maybe some new tuners. The brass nut I did buy. It's actually an official, I think it's an official Fender Malmsteen nut or something. And then I got the HS3. I'm gonna have someone work on it and get it all fixed up, and see if we can do something with it. One of my 13 or 14 guitars that I already own, if you see in the background and stuff. So that's the story of that Fender Strat. It is kind of a real Strat now because there's a Fender player Strat. I took that sticker off and I put it on the back. I don't know. I was trying to flatten it out. I don't know. I would never sell the thing. I would never sell the. But in my attic right now, there is the body and like some packaging material, because I'm like, well, it's lead. I don't want to throw it away, and I just have to figure out what I'm going to do with it. But I'm not going to throw away lead, and I'll just try to. Maybe I'll try to strip. Maybe try to strip the paint someday and do something as a project or something. But I'm such a hoarder that I keep a lot of stuff. So, but yeah, that's the story of that Strat. I do love the look though. The look of it. The look of it is really cool, and it has like a cool look, and it's. So that's the whole thing with the scalloped fretboard. You can do those crazy bends and stuff like that. And I don't really have like a very heavy touch, so I don't really put it out of tune but maybe that's just how I set it up too. But I'm gonna get it set up correctly and get it all set up so I can actually play on stage with it. So I'm in this band. It's a cover band right now. I'm thinking about folding the two ideas together, my main project and the cover band, like maybe some of the members and stuff. I don't know yet. It's just this long-term Machiavellian thing that I'm doing. Nobody that's in my band watches my channel, so I don't think I have to worry too much, but who knows? I don't know what's going to happen with it. I'm just kind of giving it a shot. And there's some familiar faces in it if people know my musical background. I'm just going to say that without giving away too much. and we play a bunch of covers. We play a lot of classic rock, borderline metal types of stuff from like the 70s and early 80s. We play Foreigners, Double Vision. We play AC/DC's Hell's Bells, Judas Priest, Grinder. It's kind of funny. And The Ripper. And we play UFO, Rock Bottom, the live version. That's what we're trying. Strange of the Night version. Just some of the stuff. And Death Valley Driver, obviously, and Malmsteen and stuff. Play a bunch of other stuff. I'm not going to give away all the songs. I'm not going to say everything we do. Some cool stuff that we do, though. But we're definitely looking for a singer around here, which is, alternative land. It's going to be a little difficult, to find a really good singer. So I remember when me and one of my former bands, we looked for a singer. It was just impossible to find someone that could sing the stuff we were doing. And then without going too far into it, I'm not going to say, but and the singer that we had we did have a good singer for a while, but he decided to flake on us several times, and we kept coming like some kind of abusive relationship. We kept going back and trying to recruit him back, but he was moving across country some of the time, and just like, I don't know, it just was like so ridiculous. And we finally got him after we had this other singer who did not fit the music. For years we had her, and we finally got the balls to kick her out, but by then it was too late. And then we played one show where we opened for Dysrhythmia, believe it or not, and some other bands. If you've heard of them, they're kind of an underground tech band from back in the 2000s. And the show got a lot of acclaim from people I know. This one show we did with the singer who's ironically the original singer of that project as well. And it got a lot of acclaim. And then there was a local journalist that wrote a bad review of us. And then the bass player of our band wrote him this long, stern email back about the review. And I'm just like, well, dude, I mean, if you can't take, this is my view on it now. If you can't take criticism, then don't be in music. People are going to criticize what the hell you do, no matter what. I mean, if I could count the troll comments I've had on my videos on here, or, if I took every little troll comment or dissing of my music seriously, then I would never do it. It's the same with like dating too. It's like if you freak out over a girl rejecting you once, then you're never gonna get a girlfriend. Like it's the same concept. So it's like it was funny that he did do this, and there was this huge drama with this guy had this blog, he wrote for this local blog publication, whatever, and I don't think he's in the business anymore, but it was this drama, and then the singer decided to go to the army and leave, and then the bass player, who I was just talking about, decided to become a lawyer, and then me and the drummer didn't get along at that point because it's different ideas, influences, and stuff, but yeah, I'm not going to say that. You can see what this might be leading to, what I'm going to say, but I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to talk anymore about what happened with that. But you could probably guess because what I said earlier in the video. But people. But if you, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to give away too much about what's going on with this new band, by the way, because I'd rather not I'd rather come out and just kick ass right away. Like we emerged from this cave somewhere and like the patriarchy. I'm just kidding. Like my previous video, when we came from this out of nowhere kind of thing. That would be really cool, just to come out and kick ass completely. Even if it's a cover band right now, I don't care. I've never played in a cover band. I've never played a lot of covers. I've never learned this much material. That's the thing about it, and it's kind of a challenge. It's like this challenge that I can do this. I got to learn all these solos note by note, or try to learn all the solos. Not all the solos. Bark at the Moon is another song we do, and I learned it note by note because I love that solo. But it's like I don't want to I want to do something a little different because I think that was an experience that I should have had, growing up or in my early adulthood, is playing more covers or playing more bands that um, had more of a like a kind of like you have to learn all this stuff and this material. It's like you read about Van Halen or the Beatles or Metallica or any of these bands, and they made a lot of their early career playing covers, and then that got them so good because they played covers. I didn't have that experience back in the day. I just started writing originals immediately. I was like, I'm just going to do originals. I wanted to cover Blind Guardian really bad early on. I know that, but I thought about like a German power metal like cover band back in the day, like I did like 98, 99. I was like, I want to do Blind Guardian and like Rage and Gravedigger and Gamma Ray and Halloween and like Scanner covers in the Midwest. But nobody's not gonna know what the hell it is, of course. But I didn't care. That's what I wanted to do, Running Wild covers, whatever, Nobody wanted to. Of course, nobody probably wanted to do that. I remember going to Metal Fest, Milwaukee Metal Fest in like 98 or 90. Yeah, it was 98 or 99. I was wearing like some kind of Blind Guardian shirt, and I saw these three guys. One had Running Wild, one had Rage, and one had like Gamma Ray or something. And we were like the German metal dudes, there. It was like really fucking awesome. It was really cool. But yeah, it's pretty funny to think about all that. But that's what I wanted to do, is a cover band like that. But I don't want to do that kind of cover band now. But the other member of the band, one of the other members of the band that is in this band, he's talking about doing, maybe we should do like a one band cover band, or one, like a tribute band, basically, essentially. I'm thinking, well, maybe that could work. I wouldn't. There's certain things I would do. I mean, for one thing, I could play Iron Maiden somewhere in times. I would only make it more cutting edge and novelty in a certain way, because like there's already Iron Maiden cover bands, there's already Judas Priest cover bands, there's already Motley Crue cover bands. Well, what about a band that only focuses on one specific era of said band? Like, for example, if I did play in a cover band for Motley Crue, I'd only do the first two albums and maybe a couple other songs, because that's just my main forte with Motley Crue. If I did Iron Maiden, I've always dreamt of Somewhere in Time Seventh Son cover band, because I have the amp for it, the Kaley & Kruger 250ml. Just put that on a stack and play that, with some effects and stuff, and call it. Of course, I don't want to bring that to too many shows because it could like overheat or something, and it's a vintage amp. I'm sure that thing, I think it goes for $700 now. I bought it for like $450 or $425 or something like 3 years ago, and now it's like $700. And my Mesa preamp is like, oh god, it was insane, like $1,400 on fucking reverb. I'm just like, I bought it for like $450 like 8 or 9 years ago. And then I have a 6505, a dual rectifier, and a Angle preamp, and a Mesa power amp, and a what is it called? There's a famous solid state power amp that I also have. I have so many amps I can't even remember. I have so many guitars I can't even remember. I forgot about my Jackson King V that I own, which is unfortunately it's not like a neck through one, but it is a Japanese one that I bought, and one of my ex-girlfriends painted graphics on it, and I broke some of the tips, so I had this guy fix it. It looks better. The pickup is like, for some reason, doesn't work, and like it's out of commission. It's been in its case for like 7 or 8 years, but I'm gonna probably pull it out and get it fixed as well. I'll probably play that on stage. It looks pretty cool, the graphics she did. That was after we broke up, ironically enough. I think we were still messing around a little bit here and there. So I don't care if she doesn't watch my videos. None of these people watch my videos. I don't really care though, because I have so many videos. What are they gonna watch? I have so many lawn videos. It's like they're gonna start spending like 10 hours a day watching my videos to find out that I talked about them a little bit. I don't give a shit, So I don't know. I just started blabbing here. So I gotta practice these songs. I'm gonna practice Def Leppard's Rock Brigade solo pretty soon, and also try to get that Richie Blackmore Oh, it's just such a pain in the ass. I'm gonna try to do it the rest of the day and clean up around here too, and do some other stuff. But yeah, it's I actually decided I'm gonna learn origami, which is fucking ridiculous. But I was making a paper airplane at work. I'm like, I should learn origami. I decided I'm gonna fucking learn it. I'm gonna make this shit for people. I'm gonna buy some paper and do it. I'm actually gonna do it. I'm gonna actually try to learn origami. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to have. I want to see like one of the most. I want to see. I'm not gonna do the most fancy shit at first, of course, but like, I want to like find out like what the most fancy stuff people do. Like, do they have like castle do castles and shit? I don't know. But anyways, I'm blabbing. You're gonna see a lot more produced videos once I get the damn webcam that I just ordered today. I felt really pissed off because like my webcam is from my previous apartment, or not apartment, the room I was living in at my friend's house, not an apartment. And it pisses me off because that webcam was pretty good, and it's like, oh god, it took a shit. I tried some other ports, but yeah, it's not working. So fortunately, ordering a new one will hopefully help. And I don't know, because I bought that webcam back in 2013, that webcam, and buying a new webcam now, like, it was a cheap webcam I bought today, but it was still Logitech, so hopefully it's brand quality, hopefully. Buying one today, it might be 10 times more powerful, and I don't even know it, because I only buy technology every couple of years, like every like I'd say average 5 years before I upgrade something. 5 to 10 years, because this computer is from 2013 or early 2014. Actually, I think it's 2013, because I still was at my old place. Shit, I don't even remember, but yeah, no, I think it was from that old. It's that old. Jesus Christ. It's been a long time, since I bought a new computer too. I mean, obviously 2013, I need more RAM too. It's ridiculous that I have such low 6 gigs of RAM on that computer. On my Mac in my room, my bedroom, I have 10 gigs of RAM, which is actually a 2006 Mac Pro, which I have right by my bed. That's what I watch a lot of shit on, or my phone or whatever. My phone is from 2019. It's probably the newest piece of technology right here. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I use things until they're dust in the ground. I don't care. I'm not like one of these people that needs a new phone or a new computer. That said, I spend money really. I have some bad budgetary habits too that I need to watch. So it does get a little more difficult, and I have a lot of debt, unfortunately, too, which I have to pay. So I do have to use stuff over and over again. So, but anyways, I'm blabbing. I'm gonna get back to practicing guitar.